The final question for today comes from Tevye Smolka. Tevye says, how do you feel about Kevin Conroy passing away? Because for me personally, I'm really going to miss him. Yeah, so I'm really glad someone brought this up, because I've wanted the opportunity to properly kind of talk about Kevin Conroy passing away a few weeks ago, and I haven't had the chance to, and I haven't really known how I'm going to do it, and I haven't written anything, and I haven't prepared anything, so I'm going to kind of just spitball here, so I hope you don't mind. But yeah, the day it happened, I was on a train. I was on a 3-hour train journey, traveling, really busy train. I'm there in the corner desperately trying to kind of work away on the West Coast Avengers video. And as I'm procrastinating, scrolling through Twitter, I start to see people saying that they'd heard that Kevin has died and he'd passed, and it hadn't kind of been officially confirmed yet, but there's like a good 20, 30 minutes of just like doom scrolling, waiting to find out either that it had been debunked or that it was true. And it was just such an agonizing wait. And, I felt my stomach kind of completely turn. And then DC officially announced it, and Kevin's family reached out publicly and said that he had passed. And honestly, for someone I've never met Kevin Conroy, I've never been in the same room as Kevin Conroy. We there's no sort of like personal connection there. I never felt a stranger's death have such a profound impact on me, outside of maybe when Stan Lee passed away a couple of years ago. Someone whose kind of entry into the world of comics was 90s cartoons. I am of that generation where Batman the Animated Series was my first ever introduction to Batman. And by extension, Kevin Conroy is the voice of Batman to me and always will be. When I read Batman comics today, I still read them in his voice, and I don't think anything will ever change that. Kevin is an incredible actor. He voiced Batman throughout all of the DCAU stuff, all of Batman the Animated Series, Batman Beyond, Justice League, and then into all the animated films. He's done video games. He did the Arkham series. He's even played Bruce Wayne in live action in the kind of Crisis crossover that CW did. He is, one of the most prominent and significant superhero actors of any type in history. And I think he's one of, if not the most significant Batman actor of all time. What he did for that character over the span of 2-3 decades is absolutely unbelievable. And not only was he an incredible actor and an incredible kind of voice of Batman, but by all accounts, he was an incredible person as well. I've seen nothing but unbelievable positivity about how much of a caring and loving and warm and charming person Kevin was. And, it's equally sad when you lose not only an incredible actor and someone of incredible talent, but an incredible person as well. There was a story, I apologize for the anecdote. There was a TikTok I saw not too long ago after, in the kind of days and weeks after Kevin passed. And it was an interview with him on a podcast, and I'd never seen it before. And he was talking about living in New York during the September 11 attacks. And after the attacks had happened, he was volunteering at a restaurant that was serving food to emergency service workers for free. And he, at this point he'd been voicing Batman for the best part of a decade. But he decided he was going to go and volunteer and help out at this kind of local place that was serving food and looking after emergency service workers and people in need after the attacks. And he talks in this podcast, and if I can find the clip, I will link it in the description. He talks about a friend he'd made, another person that worked there, and they were kind of just making small talk, and the guy asks him, "Oh, so what do you do?" And Kevin explains that he's an actor and he does a lot of like voice work and animation. And eventually it comes out that Kevin is the voice of Batman, and this guy's like, "No way, I don't believe you." And he's like, "No, it's true. But, it's not a big deal. I'm not like Michael Keaton or Val Kilmer or whoever, but I do voice Batman." And so Kevin tells this story where the guy he's talking to brings all of the people kind of eating in the restaurant, all the emergency service workers into the room, and gets Kevin to do his Batman voice. And so Kevin, like completely unannounced, completely kind of unexpectedly, breaks out into doing the iconic "I am vengeance, I am the night, I am Batman" monologue. And the entire kind of room and the entire place is just stunned into silence and awe. And after he does it, and people kind of collect themselves. One of the people comes up to Kevin and says, this is the first time we've heard laughter in weeks after what happened, and this is the first time we've seen people smile, and you don't necessarily realize the impact you have on people and the significance that a silly job like being an actor and voicing a fictional character can have on so many people, and how that can really help and lift people up in the most darkest moments. I think it's, that is a big testament to why superheroes are so important, but it also shows that people like Kevin Conroy are so important as well, that he was able to provide that sense of joy and that, moment of levity and escape from the horrors of what was going on around them for just a sliver of a moment. They were transformed and they're all kind of little kids again, listening to this larger than life man voice an even larger than life man. And so it's a wonderful story, and I thought it really kind of reaffirmed all of my feelings about Kevin Conroy. And it's still today I'm struggling to kind of find the words to express how I feel. Losing an incredible talent and losing the definitive voice of Batman, in such a sad and shocking way as well. But then also losing such a warm and wonderful and loving person as well. Kevin was an absolutely amazing guy by all accounts. I never, unfortunately, got the chance to meet him, but he's someone that has a profound impact on me regardless. I grew up listening to Kevin Conroy play Batman, and then as an adult, I still get to hear Kevin Conroy play Batman, and even now he's gone, I'll still continue to. I'll still get to watch my favorite episodes of Batman the Animated Series. I'll still be able to play all my favorite Batman games, and I'll still be able to watch all of the shows that he appeared in, all the films he did, and all of the great kind of interviews and moments outside the cape and cowl that he did as well. And if nothing else, it's going to kind of make me treasure those medias and those moments even more, and kind of remember what a wonderful man he was, and how much he'll be missed.